Hey you guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel, family. You already know it, Tommy is. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button to be a part of the crew. Otherwise, about to get into this video and see what it do, you guys. Okay, so I was talking with a friend of mine a while ago, and I noticed that you have to be careful of the friendships that you have and the relationships that you end up forming in life. And I mean, I've been known this, okay? But as you get older, you start to see people for who they are. And you start to be able to read somebody for who they are. And that's why I say it's very important for you to keep a very level head. Don't let drugs and alcohol get into your system and play a part in terms of you making your life decisions. So you need to make sure that you have a clear head, okay? Because that's a very big thing whenever it comes to you even just being able to connect with yourself spiritually and connect with others. But I realized that there's a lot of low vibrational people in this world. And not only that, it comes down to a point to where if you're in a relationship and you ask this person what matters to them in life and they hesitate and they're not able to really like come up with an answer, because I feel like you should be able to come up with an answer off the top of your, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I ask you what matters in life, okay, love, honesty, family, trustworthiness, like I'm able to just, boom, 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 boom. But if you have to hesitate and it's like, or their answer is nothing, then you have a very big problem, meaning that you are in a relationship to where this person doesn't value anything, they don't value themselves, and they are not going to value you, okay? So keep that in mind. And I think that it's very important that whenever you are in a relationship that you guys like have communication and you guys are very open and able to talk about these things in terms of what you value in life, or what you just value in terms of family. Because a lot of times we'll just enter into these relationships, especially I know a lot of young people that will do this, just enter into the relationship and you guys haven't really covered that in terms of what this person values. Or you might have did that, but then later on in the relationship, that's whenever you haven't really still kept up with, communicating like what is our goals, what are we doing together, what do we value in life. And it's like you don't know the fact of this person's going this way and you're going this way. Okay, so you just need to be careful of the company that you keep, of the relationship that you're in. And it comes more down to communicating, so that way you're not sitting here in a relationship wasting your time with someone who's going that way while you going that way, okay? Because that's what will happen a lot of times, and we'll get into these relationships, think that everything is sweet, think that everything is going good, but you need to realize the signs of somebody that is not, and I feel like that's a sign of somebody that's not mentally stable as well. If they're already off the top of their head, they're not able to say what it is that they value in life. I feel like that's already kind of like a sign of like, okay, this person might not be mentally stable enough for a serious relationship is what I mean. This person might not be ready for that. This person still needs to work on themselves. This is a sign of somebody who is also later on, not even later on, but who is also unsure of what they want out of life, just in general, and it comes down to like, okay, like if we're younger, it's cool to be like, oh, I don't know, da, da, da. But once you start to get to that age to where it's like, all right, like we like in our 20s, like 25 and up, it's like we need some legit answers. We don't need to be sitting back hesitating, or your answer, you don't even have an answer, it's nothing. Like we need some answers. Otherwise, to the left, to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. Okay, like that's how it has to go. And I feel like us as females, a lot of times we don't put our foot down enough. Like I said, we'll have that doormat syndrome. But I'm about to come up with my own shit, okay? I'm about to be a doctor and come up with my own shit, okay? It's called doormat syndrome, okay? Which is where you sit there and you let everybody walk on you, but you don't have a carpet. You don't have your own red carpet to walk on, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody is walking on your shit. Everybody's dirtying your carpet up with their dirty feet. And don't nobody want to walk up in your house if you got a dirty carpet, okay? So you have to recognize this. Like, look, I'm over here talking about carpet. Child, you gotta get you a carpet cleaner and clean them marks on up, aka you need to redirect your life in a different path and clean up all the negative things that people are putting on you. Because a lot of times it comes down to, some men are very insecure within themselves. Some men are just kind of babied. Okay, that could also be another thing to where mama boy syndrome. Okay, we about to come up with some more medical terms, honey. Mama's boy syndrome, aka they can't do anything without mom, without having that motherly figure. And I'm not saying that that's bad, but it comes down to a point to where, listen, I can't be your mama throughout everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some independence somewhere. There has to be some leadership somewhere within the relationship. If you're not able to lead yourself, then you can't expect me to lead you. AKA, this is letting me know that in high school, you was one of the people that was following the trends. You wasn't setting the trends. Even in that plays out to, some people aren't able to grow out of that. Because in high school, yeah, we all have our moments to where we follow behind people, but it's like, dang, once you get older, you have to get into that mindset to where you're going to be the one to set the trends, baby. You're not going to be the one to be following the trends. And that's what I like to do. I like to be the one to be a leader. I like to be the one to set the trends. I don't want to sit here and have to follow somebody else's trends, okay? Because that's not helping me out. And that's why I promote for you guys so much on this channel to do your own thing, come up with your own business. If you are working, freaking do your thing at work your 9 to 5, and at the same time be putting things aside for you to prosper in your life, because it's going to come down to a time frame to where you're going to be tired of being the worker bee. You're going to want to be the queen bee, okay? And the only way to get to being the queen bee is by making some queen bee type of moves. All right. And for you males, the only way for you to be able to make it to the top, for you to be the king bee, for you to be the king bee, you need to be making some king bee type of moves and not be sitting back constantly trying to fit in with everyone, trying to feel accepted from everyone, trying to, you have to be your own individual self whenever it comes to life in general. You need to follow your own path. I always tell you guys, there will be so many paths. People will take their own path, but what works for that person might not work for you. So that's why it's very important for you to be your own individual self and make and set your own path in the things that you want to accomplish out of life. And it's very important for you to write those things down if you need to. Some people don't need to write it down. They already mentally know, like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I wake up every day and they get those things done. They do it. Some people need to write it down. There's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong is the fact of whenever you sit back and you don't execute those things. Don't sit back and just write them down and then just put the paper to the side. You need to actually be making some moves in terms of doing those things and making things happen. Otherwise, you're just going to be, I don't know what you're going to be. You're going to be dependent on everybody. And we live in a world where if you're dependent on others, if you don't know how to become and step up and be a leader, you're going to be lost in the sauce. You're forever going to be a follower. You're forever going to be the type of person that sits and waits. And you know what happens to somebody that sits and waits? Nothing. Because they still waiting, honey. They still waiting for something to happen, okay? Unlike the other side of people, or other people who will actually take action and do things, okay? So try not to be a person that sits and waits for other people to come along and do things for you. Try and be a person that's already motivated to make sure that you do those things that you need to do, get things accomplished in your life. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. Anyways, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.